talk about darkening your colors. Let's say this blue in my skull is too light and I would like it to be a little bit darker. I'm going to use the same blue that I started with. I wait till the next day so it's nice and dry, and I'm going to go over it with a new layer of the same color. And it should make it a little bit darker, and it does. You can immediately see the paint darkening the blue. If by tomorrow I come back to this skull and I still don't think it's dark enough, then I can add another layer. And this is also a way for me to add shadows. I can add a second layer to the area that I want to look darker. And if I don't want to see that perfect line, I can swirl my brush in the water to clean it and then just run the brush over the edge like that, and it should gradually make that dark blue go to the light blue, a good transition, like it just did, because I'm awesome. So I'll do the same over here with the skull to make this side look like it has a little bit of a shadow. And I'll do the shadow on this side here. And then I'll blend it towards the middle again by cleaning the brush and then wiping right on the edge with the clean water. Awesome. And then you have to say that you're awesome, because if you don't say that you're awesome, it's not going to come out awesome. I'm going to do the same thing for the jaw, the jawbone right down here. So I'm just making the dark layer here and here, and then I'll swirl the brush to clean it, and I'll add a little swipe right at the edge. I'll swirl to clean again and a swipe at this edge to make that dark blue blend a little bit better. So if you don't really like something that you did and you want to get rid of it very quickly, you can use a tissue and you can blot it. I'm not going to show you how to blot because I don't want anything undone right now. The other possibility of darkening would be to layer a different color. So I do have a different blue. This has been the ultramarine, and I do have the phthalo blue here. And if I think that I want to darken it or just slightly change the blue color, I could add a different layer of color on top of the blue. So that's just a hint of phthalo blue now in the jawline, and that looks pretty cool. If you have way too much water, it will puddle, and I'm kind of pooling and puddling. To get rid of a pool of color, you're going to squeeze the brush into the water, the tip of the brush, the bristles, to get rid of the water, and then you can just touch that pooled area with the tip of your brush and it will soak up the puddle like a straw. You have to make that noise while you do it too, or else it doesn't work. If I wanted to turn this skull violet in color, then I would add a layer of red on top of the blue. I don't want to do that just yet. I kind of like how this blue is looking, but I do want to add some of the phthalo blue up here so that it looks like the jaw matches the skull part. Now to make it blend, I'll clean the brush and lightly touch the edge and let it blend out. I will soak up any of the puddles. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side of the skull. The next time you see the skull, a little bit more of the skull will be painted, and I can show you how to layer two different colors like the red on top of the blue. If you have too much color going on, just rinse the brush out and soak it up or blot it with the tissue. I thought you left. And now what I just said is recorded. Yes, and that's Cole, and he's in the video too. All right. So the next time you see the skull will be a little bit more completed, and I'll show you some more tips and tricks of watercolors.